What's up, YouTube? How's everybody out there doing today? So I had a few people asking about a particular vehicle here in the shop, and I decided let's do a little bit of work to it today to show you what we're kind of doing to it. You know, and I don't know, I mean, we're gonna do some work to this thing. It's gonna be a nice little setup, and the first thing that I need to show you obviously is what it is. There you go, guys. 6.2 liter SVT. Oh, that sun sucks. Ford Raptor. This thing is pretty badass of a vehicle. It already has an exhaust system on it. Has custom rebuilt shocks on it. They've been all redone and rebuilt. Some nice tires on it, nice front end on it. These are cool trucks. I like them. They're pretty neat, you know. I don't mind these things. I think they're pretty cool, you know. They're neat because they're like they have like kind of like a Baja kind of feel to them, to where you know, you can probably take these things a little off-roading and maybe, you know, jump around a little bit and not hurt yourself, you know. And they have a nice big old 6.2 engine in them, which is freaking awesome. So they make some really decent power, and you can get some decent power out of them too. The thing that we're going to do today on this vehicle is we're actually going to be installing a front brush guard. The customer got a front brush guard for it. I don't know what brand it is. Maybe one of you guys can comment below and tell me what brand it is after you watch the video and see us install it. But we're putting a front brush guard on the truck. Then probably maybe tomorrow or the next day, we're going to do a set of long tube headers, off-road connection or off-road Y pipe setup, and then on top of that we have a brush guard, or not a brush guard, but a roll bar that goes in the bed of the truck that we're going to be installing. And then everything's going to be decked out with a whole bunch of LED lights and stuff. So the front brush guard is going to have long lights on it. The roll bar in the back is going to have long lights on it. There's a light also going in the rooftop here above the windscreen or windshield. So there is definitely going to be a lot of lighting on this vehicle and a lot of wiring involved to you know, get everything to work and be safe and stuff. So let's get started getting this this brush guard on, guys. There you go, guys. That was pretty simple, don't you think? Let's take a look at this thing, an up close professional looking brush bar here. This thing's pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie, the sun's kind of in the way, so that's gonna suck, but it looks great from my standpoint. That thing is pretty wicked. It didn't take much to put it on, man. I tell you what, these bolts right here, there's one back here on this side. Very nice setup. And then you have the brush guard underneath here, which that's 2 bolts, and that's about it. The only downside is, if you on the stock bumper, the releasement attachment on here for the hood was attached to the bumper itself, which obviously we can't use no more because this does not have it. So what I'm thinking about doing is we'll probably make a bar that goes across here that we can attach that to. That way when he does pop the hood, he can actually just go in here and flick it over, and it'll be good to go. But let me know, guys, what you think in the comments of this brush bar. If you guys like it, if you don't like it. If anybody might have one out there on their Ford Raptor that they'd be interested in sharing their experience. Other than that, man, I like it. I mean, this is a used one. He did buy it used, he didn't buy it brand new, so there is, you know, some scratches and stuff, but I guess you guys can understand, you know, just how expensive these things are. To buy a used one really isn't a big deal, to be honest. I mean, these things are made to take some you know, brutal punishment, you know, deers running out in front of you, stuff of that nature. So I mean, this thing is, I like this thing. This thing's pretty cool. I would love to have one for my dually, but I'm not willing to drop the money that it costs to, you know, have one of these on my truck just yet. But maybe one day I'll have one, who knows. But so that's that part of this. That's all finished up now. So I guess we'll be moving on, and we'll be doing the long tube headers and the exhaust system on it at that point. Once that's all done, then we'll have a pretty nice truck here, at least that way. And then after that's all done, we'll put that roll bar in the back with all the lights. And then I guess, like I said, the last thing we'll probably end up doing after we get everything done, the front one's done, the front push bar is done, the headers will be next, the exhaust pipe will be next after that. And then what we'll do is we'll put the roll bar in after that. And then I think the very last thing that we'll do is we'll hook up all the LED lights for this vehicle, which I think is going to make this thing look very, very, very wicked. It's going to be a really cool truck when it's all finished. All right, guys, time for Q&A. Let's see what we got here. Wow, 1,666 views, guys. I really appreciate that. What else? What kind of likes do we have? 342 likes. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. 208 comments. We're not going to go through all of them, but we're going to go through most of them. Maybe not most of them, maybe some of them. Let me go all the way back to the beginning here. All right, here we go. That lifted diesel. You should make a video about your military past if you already haven't. Like when you joined, how long, all that stuff you did, what you liked and disliked. I'll just do that right now, actually. My MOS was 3521. I was a mechanic in the Marine Corps. I was in for 4 years, 99 to 03. I think I explained this to you guys before in a previous video. The things I liked about it, I made a lot of friends. Made a lot of awesome friends in the Marine Corps. The things I didn't like about it, constant repetition. Other Marine people or military people in general will understand what I'm talking about. Michelle Lynn 1015, have a question, answer your phone, jerk off, no. Simon Donovan, you're awesome, Andy. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. What car would you recommend for a drag car, a Camaro ZL1 or a Corvette Z06? Anything that's automatic basically will work. Turbo, supercharger, or nitrous from Casper 24 valve, or 24V, sorry. Turbo, or nitrous. I really like nitrous. I ran nitrous on my car for a long time. I liked it a lot. Jesus underscore, or Jesus underscore ZL1, one or the other. Diablo Formula, what's up, Andy? Would I need a tune on my 13 ZL1 if I install a Caden air filter intake? Thanks, you guys are awesome. Thank you, I know I'm awesome. Yes, you will need a tune. Anybody that tells you don't need a tune is a bunch of idiots. This is a good question, actually. Jordank79, Andy, how did you come up with the name Diablo Formula Racing? Jordan from Sacramento, California. It's a funny story. When I was on the old Honda forums, the D-Series Honda forums, my username was Diablo. And then I got my formula, my Firebird formula. And when I was on the LS1 Tech forums, my username went to Diablo Formula, obviously. And then what ended up happening was I got into, you know, modding the car and racing and stuff like that. So Diablo Formula Racing. That's how I came up with the name. On that Ray _ what's going on with that, with the Raptor? You just seen it. Vayner platypus, Vayner platypus, I don't know. Would you ever work on anything else besides a Chevy? I actually do. I work on everything. Rick Mista 1213, are you going to Motorama? Yes, we will be at Motorama, people. I will be at Motorama. Nick will be at Motorama. Shane will be at Motorama. I think Troy's going to be at Motorama. Mike's going to be at Motorama. We have a ton of really awesome stuff to see. Believe me when I tell you guys, you do not want to miss Motorama this year. You need to come out there. You need to check us guys out and see what is all going on. It is going to be freaking amazing. Please, please, please come out. It is February 18th and 19th, Saturday and Sunday. So get your butts out there. Luke Grizz 65, did you always want to be a mechanic? No, I did not always want to be a mechanic. Chevy 3500 _ would you ever get a bigger bike? I already have a bigger bike. I'm pretty good with that. Ben _ Gamel 88, which bike do you like more, CBR 600RR or CBR 1000RR? Even though I have a 1000RR, I really like the 600RRs better. They're just more nimble, more easier to ride. The leader bikes are kind of they're really sketchy, to be honest with you guys. They're very, very powerful. They have a ton of power that you just can't use on the street. 600s are more just useful on the street as riding. So a 600RR is going to be my better choice for a motorcycle. R-Luby 9, any extra headers laying around for a 2011 SS? Negative. I don't have any extra headers laying around for any SSs or anything for that matter. Everything's taken care of, or you talked for, basically. Tom _ Valleux, VEILLEUX. What is your favorite car? Well, guys, this is a good question too. My favorite car is actually a 1981, 82, 83 DeLorean. That's my favorite car. If I had to choose to have my dream car, a DeLorean would be it. I'm a big fan of Back to the Future. That's why I love DeLoreans. So, Daddy Dave's, are you hiring? I will be on the next plane over. Where are you coming from that you have to be on the next plane over? You coming overseas or something? But no, we're not hiring right now. Maybe in the future. Official Clifton, what was your first car at Diablo Formula Racing? My first car was actually a 1987, what the hell was that? It was a 1987 Chevy, not Corsica. It was a Buick. No, it wasn't a Skylark. It was a Buick Century. No, it wasn't a Century either. What the hell was that? It was a Chevy something. It was 1987 Chevy. It was like the Skylarks back then, like the Skylarks or the Centuries back then. It was one of those, but it wasn't a Century. It wasn't a Buick. It was a Chevy something. It wasn't a Corsica. I can't remember, but it was my first car. I bought it for like no money at all. And I beat the shit out of it, and I didn't even know how to check the oil. It was pretty interesting. Roberto MD007, do you work on newer Mercedes 2010 plus? We really don't, but I mean, if like an AMG comes into the shop and we need to you know, do something to it and we know how to do it, we're more than welcome to learn on stuff, so that's not a big deal. Hunter P. Morgan, are you going to build a car for yourself? The Firebird Formula, the white one in the back of the shop, that's actually my car. It did run before. If you guys visit the videos from previous, you know, years back, if you pan all the way down my YouTube and you see the older videos of that white car racing at the track, you'll see that, you know, it was a pretty badass car. We are going to be building it once I just save us some more money here. It's going to get back on the road again, so no worries there, guys. And it's going to beat Mike and Nick together, so I'm not too worried about that. Pond Regina group of companies, would you prefer diesel trucks or gas? Diesel all the way. Gas don't belong in trucks at all. I don't understand why they make gas trucks. All right, let's go to a very, very last question as our last question. CLN Freak _1, new shop plans, expected horsepower for your Trans Am when finished. All right, guys, that's the last question. Shop plans are, we are currently looking for a larger shop. Hopefully we're going to find one here before spring. We don't know what's really going to happen, but if we do, I mean, you know, you guys will obviously see a video of that if that happens. Horsepower for the car, it's going to be well over 1,000 horsepower. I can guarantee you that when it is finally finished. So that's it for the Q&A, guys. That's about 10 minutes worth of Q&A, which is probably going to be cut down to about 8 minutes maybe. But like usual, guys, fucking subscribe, man. Like this video. Instagram, Diablo Formula Racing. Facebook, Diablo Formula Racing. Deuces. Everybody have a good night out there. See ya.
Fuck her in the pussy.